Hey everyone, thank you for joining. You guys can join me and sing this story because I added some music.
I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I can hear change humming in its loud. I can hear change.
Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I'm Charlotte Kendall, a member of this congregation. With me in today's service are our worship leader, Reverend Margalie Belizaire, our director of music, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, and our accompanist, Danny Malzon-Villegas, board member Rose Biley, and Gabby Cabrera. And let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning. So thank you. We welcome all to join us as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. You are welcome here, regardless of your color, national origin, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. We welcome you. We have 3 special announcements today. Drop off gently used costume jewelry to create a Mother's Day boutique where New Image Youth Center children can select a gift for their mother figures at the welcome table, in Gore Hall, or in the volunteer space weekday mornings until March 24th. Thank you. Gabby will talk to us briefly about the elections for this year. Gabby's fine.
We're good. That third announcement is something that I wanted to tell y'all, so that's why. But let's get back to the second announcements. Here joining me is Beth. So as you all have known, within this past couple of years that I've been working at 1U as a program assistant here, part of that role has been the poll clerk and also the outreach coordinator with the Orange County Supervisor of Elections office. Our Gore Hall is used during elections to host the primaries and also for the general elections. So within that role as poll clerk, I've been gathering volunteers to help us with that day. It's super important, as you all know. And now that I am transitioning out of my role, Beth has been amazing in taking up the role to be the poll clerk. So thank you, Beth. And both of us wanted to come up here. As you can see in the slide behind me, we are looking for volunteers to fill the roles of not poll clerk, that's you, HDOP, of the machine operators, and also for the volunteers that help the electors get their ballots for that day. As you all know, this is part of our Adopt a Precinct program collaboration with the Supervisor of Elections office. So all the funds that are used to rent out Gore Hall for the elections goes back into 1U. So this is a great way to volunteer, be a part of our community, and if you volunteer during Elections Day, you know that all of our voters in this area know that 1U is integral to the election. So just another way that we show up for our community, okay?
Great.
Okay. So you see the email up here, gcabrera@OrlandoUU. Please go ahead, email me if you're interested. Some of the requirements are that you do need to go to training, you do need to be available 6 a.m. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a struggle for me, but I'm sure y'all can do it. And also, you have to be an Orange County resident, okay? Thank you.
May I say one thing?
Go ahead.
So thanks for participating. If you are already participating, plan to participate, not sure, think you might, go on the Orange County Supervisor of Elections website. There is a tab in there that says elections, and just sign up to be a part of the poll watcher or something like that, because that's where they call all the volunteers from, and we need to be registered on their site, as I was told the other day. So thanks for showing up. Look forward to it.
Thank you. And then for this third announcement that I wanted to share with y'all, March 10th, this upcoming Sunday, will be my last Sunday here. So thank you so much. These past 8 years have flown by. I can't even believe that I've been here 8 years. So thank you so much for the memories. I've really appreciated all of you. And thank you. And before that, that email is probably going to change to Nora, so just as a heads up, okay? So I'll change it for this upcoming Sunday. But seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. And I'm going to step off because then I'm going to cry. Bye. Okay.
For more information about our congregation and announcements, go to orlandouu.org or email info@orlandouu.org. Children will go to activities when we sing them out after the time for all ages, and the nursery is open until noon. All other announcements are on slides before and after the service and have links in the weekly update or on our website. If you would like to follow along with the service, please use the QR code shown in the monitor and on the first few slides. Thanks again for being here in person and online today.
And now we will light our chalice. Please say these words with me as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Please rise in body and spirit, and join in singing the hymn number 359, Here We Are Gathered, and the words will be projected on the screen.
As a reminder, this is a time of year when we are offered the opportunity to renew our commitment to this faith through our financial support. It is our generosity campaign period. May we all lean into the spirit of generosity that resides in this community and give as generously as we can. And may we remember that our generosity makes it possible for us to respond to our call to justice work. Sorry. This month, we are exploring the gift of transformation, and in that vein, I call us to worship with this responsive reading, When I Change by Ma Teresa Tet Castillo. So, when I point towards you like this, we will all say this phrase together. When I change, the world changes. Okay. And I just want to invite you to really take the time to hear the words, because you're going to be responding. When I change, the world changes. So just pay close attention to the words. We are here to derive meaning in our actions. Change, the world changes. We are here to win our power back over our areas of powerlessness. Change, the world changes. We are here to deepen our understanding of ourselves in order to strengthen self-discipline. We are here to abolish prejudice with an appreciation for our diversity and differences. Change, the world changes. We are here to feel our personal power and our capacity to affect the lives of other people. When I change, the world changes. We are here to become teachers to each other. When I change, the world changes. We are here to spend time away from the usual influences and relearn reality. When I change, the world changes. When the divine gives me the desire, I am also given the power and means to achieve my goals. When I change, the world changes. I am here to see that my singular life is a gateway to countless possibilities. When I change, the world changes. And may we remember that our transformation transforms the world because we are interconnected to everything. And let's greet one another right now. Let's say hello to one another. So take a moment. As I said a little while ago, this is the time of year, right, for our generosity campaign. And I just wanted you to know we are moving towards our goal. We are almost halfway there, all right? We are, so far, we have pledges in the amount of almost 200,000. Woohoo! So now if you haven't pledged yet, remember, or even if you have, pledge early and pledge often. Yes.
Again, my name is Charlotte Kendall. I've been practicing justice since childhood. Justice runs in my veins, informs my thoughts and actions. My primary passion is racial justice, which I absorbed from my father's deep-down dedication to civil rights, his words and his actions, his friendships with Black people who frequented our house in our all-white town on Long Island. Over the years, I've read many books about Black history and racism, attended many workshops, and done my share of showing up at marches and rallies. I've also led workshops at SUSE and the UU Fellowship in Gainesville, sharing my knowledge of Black history and white racism with mostly white folks. I've been invited to speak with you this morning about justice and generosity. We all value justice in our lives and practice it whenever the opportunity arises. The people in this congregation practice environmental justice, racial justice, ethnic and religious justice, feminist justice, LGBTQA+ justice, legal justice, economic justice, and more. 1U has a reputation in Central Florida as a place where justice is our core principle, a place where justice happens. So anything we do to support the existence and life of this church is an act of justice. So here's the generosity part. One of the major ways we support this church is by being generous with our money. To keep justice alive at 1U, we must pledge as much money as our circumstances allow and remain committed to paying those pledges. I give at the 3rd level for my income. Please think about doing the same. But it doesn't end there. Be generous with your time and talents. Take action by participating in activities like Friends of the New Image Youth Center. Donate to and shop at the Alliance Resale Shop, where every dollar goes to social justice causes. Bring food for Joy Metropolitan's food pantry, and give generously to our Share the Plate partners. Take part in community organization and events centered on justice. Volunteer at iDignity, our Share the Plate partner for March. I can't express how important it is for this church to be a beacon to the community for justice. To do that, to be that, we need attractive buildings, skilled staff to support our efforts, and financial resources. Live your values. Take ownership of 1U in your heart and pledge accordingly.
Thank you, Charlotte. You may have noticed that our DLRE, Judith, is not here today. She has this week off. And so we're going to play a video for the children and the young at heart. So if you would like to either come forward, either sit in the front row, youngsters or young at heart, or on the carpet here, so that we can go ahead and I'll just let you know that it is a video of the book Change Sings. It's a children anthems book by Amanda Gorman. All right.
I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. I scream with the skies of red and blue streamers. I dream with the cries of tried and true dreamers. I'm a chant that rises and rings. There is hope where my change sings. Though some don't understand it, those windmills of mysteries, I sing with all the planet and its hills of histories. I hum with 100 hearts, each of us lifting a hand. I use my strengths and my smarts, take a knee to make a stand. I'm bright as the light each day brings. There is love where my change is seen. I show others tolerance, though it might take some courage. I don't make a taller fence, but fight to build a better bridge. I talk not only of distances from where and how we came, I also walk our differences to show we are the same. I'm a movement that roars and springs. There's a wave where my change sings. Change sings where, there, inside me, because I'm the change I want to see. As I grow, it grows like seeds. I am just what the world needs. I'm the voice where freedom rings. You're the love your bright heart brings. We are the waves starting to spring, for we are the change we see. Is becoming, and we know it won't be long. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along?
Wow, what fantastic words. Thank you, Amanda Gorman, for continuing to be an inspiration to children and people everywhere. Those of you listening today, I hope that you can find some way that you can change the world to make it a better place.
So everyone, let us sing our young people out to their free time activity. Yeah, look at that. You already know what to do by lifting up your arms in a loving arch for our children to walk under. And we will be singing This Little Light of Mine. From my experience, it's much easier to pay attention to sudden changes than to those that appear slow and incremental. For example, have you all seen Jeannie's haircut? Where is Jeannie? She gave me permission to do this. You know, just this beautiful haircut. All of a sudden, her hair was longer. She got this haircut, and I know I noticed right away. The rest of you might not. So changes like that, we notice them right away. But that is to say that we don't always see the changes that happen very slow, the changes that don't demand our attention. However, whether or not the change is perceptible, it is still happening. We are still transforming, we are still growing, we are still becoming different. What could this mean for us with regards to bringing about the beloved community that we're working towards if we live life as if we knew that we were changing, whether or not we were aware of it? We are changing and transforming daily. There is transformative power that resides within us, within each and every one of us. In the larger context of existence, we are constantly evolving, shaping our thoughts, actions, and the world around us. Yet how often do we truly recognize the profound impact of our individual transformation on the collective journey toward justice and equity? Consider for a moment the notion that every breath we take, every decision we make holds the potential to ripple outwards, influencing the course of history. That's what happens every day. In the pursuit of a just world, it is imperative that we embrace this understanding with unwavering conviction. When we acknowledge the inherent dynamism of our being, we unlocked the key to unlocking the doors of possibilities. For each instances of growth, no matter how subtle, contributes the emergence of the beloved community we strive to manifest. Just a single drop of rain nourishes the soil. So does, too, our personal evolution. It nourishes the seeds of justice planted within our hearts. Imagine if we approach each day with a profound awareness of our capacity to affect change. What if we viewed every interaction, every encounter as an opportunity to sow seeds of compassion and understanding? In doing so, we will not only transform ourselves, but we will also cultivate the fertile grounds upon which the world we wish to see to become a reality. So let us not underestimate the power of our individual agency in shaping the world we inhabit. For in the quiet moments of introspection and in the midst of our daily struggles and triumphs, we are building, we are sculpting. We are sculptors of dynasty. We are architects of the future that we are building. And we are, as we become aware that we are doing that, we can build a future that is based on love and equity. So may we carry with us the knowledge that our capacity for change is boundless. Let us embrace the transformative journey that lies ahead, knowing that each step we take, we draw ever closer to the realization of a just and equitable world. Believe it or not, when we change the world.
Good morning again. I'm Rose Byler, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at 1U. We invite you now into the practice of generosity. It is one of our spiritual values, which sustains the life and ministries of our church community. Let us be grateful for the opportunity to give, for it is a privilege to be able to do so. And let us be grateful for our needs, for they give us the opportunity to practice receiving. So our Share the Plate recipient for the month of March is iDignity. And Ann Taylor from this wonderful organization is going to come forward and tell us about the much needed services that they provide the community.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you this morning. I am the Director of Philanthropy for iDignity, and I'm also one of the founders. As many of you know, iDignity was founded in 2008. This May, we're going to celebrate our 16th birthday, which is very exciting. And in that time, we have served over 30,000 individuals in desperate need of their government-issued identification. Many of us have never even thought about not having that little piece of plastic called our driver's license or Florida ID. But that is we call it the golden ticket that lets us participate in society. And your church has been partnering with iDignity since 2011 and has given over $12,000. That is really exciting. iDignity estimates that each client, although our services are free to them, it costs iDignity about $400 and 6 hours of volunteer or time, our staff time, to help each individual client. So looking at that number you've given us, that's over 30 individuals that you've helped get back into society. Talk about justice. I love what Charlotte was talking about, because iDignity is all about justice. Proving who you are is that one thing we cannot do by ourselves. So iDignity comes along, folks, and becomes our legal advocate. And I know so many of you sitting here, raise your hand if you've volunteered with iDignity. So many of you have. So these are the people you want to talk to if you're interested in learning more or maybe volunteering and getting more involved in iDignity. We also have an amazing website. If you want to give online today, there is a red button at the top of our website. You simply hit it, and you can give a one-time or monthly gift. That is also the portal that you will come into if you're interested in volunteering. So please consider giving generously this morning. Your money is going to go directly towards the individuals we help. And we help, last week we had a 3-week-old baby who needed a birth certificate. Her mama had gotten her identification documents prior to giving birth and brought this baby back because without a birth certificate, this child can't get the immunizations, it can't get into daycare, it can't get the social services that this child and mama needs. So we serve, from 3 weeks up into a 96-year-old woman who had never had a birth certificate before came to us. And that's really exciting, helping these people get back on track. So that's what your money is doing. And I thank you for partnering with iDignity. We appreciate you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. We have a new procedure that we want to tell you about this morning, and that is for the invitation for generosity. Offerings that are taken every Sunday between now and through the end of June will all be shared 50-50 with our Share the Plate partners. So this is different from before, right? So if you wish for your entire donation to go to a Share the Plate partner, you need to make sure to specify on your check or to let us know, indicate on an envelope so that we know that. Okay, the offering will now be collected. Let us joyfully receive that which has been given today.
And this is the time we set aside during our service for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or help with, or have a joy that you wish to share, Please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read here from the pulpit on Sunday mornings. You can send that information by email through joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. In person, you can complete a card at the welcome table, and it is brought up here to us. We also offer you an opportunity to silently light a candle for those things you wish to continue to hold to yourself and in your heart. So, bring your joys, bring your sorrows as we come together. You are welcome here. All of yourself is welcome here as we create sacred space together. We have these flowers back here. They are provided by Judy Lovett. They've been provided in honor and appreciation for Gabby and her many hours of service to 1U. You have made a difference in our lives here at the First Unitarian Church of Orlando. Thank you. She'll be here next week too, folks. And we have a sorrow to report from Joanna Sandstrom. My best friend of over a decade passed away a couple of weeks ago. Please extend your thoughts in prayer to all who loved her, especially her sister and nieces. She's loved and missed. And to you too, sending thoughts and prayers to you too, Joanna. And from the larger community, just a couple of things to remind you this month. This is Women's History Month. It's amazing that we still need a Women's History Month, right? Yeah. Our Christian siblings are observing Lent, so if you are, may this be a season of renewed connecting to the divine for you, and let those of us who do not support our siblings. It is also, between now and April 4th, season for nonviolence. So keeping that in mind, especially when we see all over the world the violence that is causing such havoc. I say violence as if it's separate. We're the ones perpetrating it, human beings, that is, that the violence we're perpetrating on one another. And so holding all of these things, we also continue to hold our Orlando families in love, our communities with care, as well as the world with our compassion by acting for justice in all the small and large ways that will move the arc of justice. I like to say that we move the arc towards justice because it's not something that just happens. We have to do it. We have to bend it towards justice. So, and for all the joys and sorrows in this community that are shared today, and all those that are held close to the heart, let us pray, let us celebrate, and let us send each other healing energy. I invite you to now relax your bodies as much as you can and reflect on these meditative words. They are the words of Reverend Lynn Cox. Creative Spirit, source of life and love, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and for the company of those assembled here. Thank you for the breezes of change, clearing our heads and bringing fresh ideas. May they cleanse our minds of the oppressions and isms that divide us. Thank you for the flame of hope, the heat of righteous anger, the warmth of compassion, and the fire of commitment. May the the cauldrons of transformation. Thank you for oceans of love, rivers of connection, tears of relief, and pools of serenity. May healing water flow over us and through us and among us, wearing down the sharp rocks of despair to bring joy in the morning. Thank you for the good earth beneath us, around us, within us. May we take this clay and co-create a new realm of justice and beauty. Thank you for all these and more. We accept our gifts and commit to building, sculpting, painting, singing, and dancing them to life, to abundant life. So be it. Blessed be, and amen. We invite you now to participate in our candle lighting ritual. If you are willing and able, we encourage you to reflect on how we are forever changing and transforming. And as we transform the world. We will light the first candle for those joining us online, and the last one for what has not been said.
better than I am. I'm trying to find a way to understand, but I need you, I need you, I need a hand. I am changing, seeing everything so clear. I am changing. I'm gonna start right now, right here. I'm hoping to work it out, and I know that I can, but I need you. I need a hand. All my life I've been a fool who said I could do it all alone. How many good friends have I already lost? How many dark nights have I known? Walking down this long road, there was nothing I could find. All those years of darkness could make a person blind. But now I can see I am changing, trying every way I can. I am changing. I'll be better than I am, but I need a friend to help me start all over again. Oh, that would be just fine. I know it's gonna work out this time, 'cause this time I am. This time I am. I am changing. I'll get my life together now. I'm changing. Yes, I know how. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna leave my past behind. I'll change my life. I'll make a vow, and nothing's gonna stop me now.
I was camping with a group of fellow UUs some years back, and one evening around the campfire, we started a discussion about marginalization of folks and discriminatory practices. Someone started talking about a Venezuelan woman she worked with. She indicated that the woman from Venezuela told her that she did not like people from Panama. Our friend brought this up because she was perplexed. For as far as she was concerned, Panamanians and Venezuelans were one and the same. She reasoned that since in the US, both people are considered Hispanics and discriminated against equally, why would one see itself above the other? We certainly can't tell them apart, she continued. Maybe some of you see her point. At any rate, no matter how hard I try, I could not get her to understand two things. One, simply because she considered all Hispanics as one group, it did not make it so, and this was simply just her own way of engaging the world. And two, and this is the important one for our discussion today, simply because someone is oppressed doesn't mean that they are not capable of being the oppressor. Now, there are many other themes that we can pull from this, but let us for now simply focus on how it is indeed possible for the marginalized to disenfranchise others. So, two things that appear contradictory can both be true. In other words, as a culture, maybe even as human beings, right, we seem to have a difficult time with this concept. Someone who engages in evil acts can't have good qualities. A convicted criminal can't be a trusted human being. I hold marginalized identities, and I have privileges. The US is a rich nation, and there are children going to bed daily on an empty stomach. Violence was perpetrated on the citizens of Israel on October 7, and we are watching daily as Israelites perpetuate violence against innocent citizens in Gaza. I can love you, and I must hold you accountable. Two things that appear contradictory can both be true. The UUA sent out a statement recently condemning the violence against Gaza, urging total ceasefire and calling for immediate action to address the humanitarian crisis. As noted with the proclamation, it is a statement grounded in the values of Unitarian Universalism. It was critical that your Unitarian Universalist Association has reaffirmed our condemnation of the Israeli military's ongoing violence against Gaza and join again with the growing chorus of voices across the globe urging immediate and total ceasefire. This statement emphasized the belief and the sanctity of human life and the importance of speaking out against violence. It describes the dire situation in Gaza, highlighting casualties and destruction caused by attacks. At this point, 28,000 Palestinian civilians have been killed and nearly 70,000 have been injured by attacks in Gaza since the Hamas attack. And this is not counting what happened over the last few days. References, so this is also in the statement, the proclamation from the UU. It also references the International Court of Justice ruling on potential genocidal acts in Gaza and calls for condemnation and resistance against Israeli actions. It urges for a ceasefire, humanitarian aid provision, and safe return of hostages and prisoners. It condemns the U.S. government's involvement and calls for the cessation of military aid to Israel. It calls for global action to prevent further harm and to promote peace. It offers support to those working to stop the violence and advocates for listening to Palestinian voices. It expresses a desire for lasting peace in the Middle East and calls for solidarity and action against discrimination and supremacy, and it encourages engagement in pro-democratic movements striving for peace. Overall, the statement underscores the urgent need for intervention to address the crisis in Gaza and advocates for peaceful resolution. We cannot stay silent about the suffering of the people in Gaza because we believe that a wrong was done to the people of Israel on October 7th. Let me say this again. We cannot stay silent about the suffering of the people in Gaza because we believe a wrong was done to the people of Israel in October. And understanding that both of these things are true. And if we understand that, then we must not stay silent. We are, after all, the justice people who have a calling to do and advocate for just treatment of all in the world. As the Reverend Sophia Betancourt notes, this is a terrifying moment for a fragile world. As Unitarian Universalists, we share a belief that every human life is sacred. with no person more deserving of freedom and flourishing than any other. What can we do in our own capacity? We can join the growing chorus of voices across the globe urging immediate and total ceasefire. We can attend vigils as we are able. We can show compassion and love to our siblings of Jewish heritage and not alienate them, remembering that the Holocaust ended less than 80 years ago and continues to be a cause of trauma for many. We can support humanitarian efforts to provide relief to the people of Gaza. We can speak up when opportunities present themselves. The war did not start this past October, 4.5 months ago. There's a long history, an immense history of injustice and heinous acts perpetrated on both of these people, both the people of Israel and the people of Palestine, that had nothing to do with their treatment of one another. All of that is what has brought us here to this moment. So let us afford these siblings and our human family the respect of learning that history. And let's be clear, though, we can do all of that and still hold what is going on right now in Gaza accountable. I asked us earlier in the first piece to imagine if we approach each day with a profound awareness of our capacity to effect change, and doing what we can in our own capacity about the situation in Gaza. We're not only transforming ourselves, we are cultivating fertile ground upon which the beloved community can flourish. Every breath we take, every decision we make holds the potential to ripple outwards, influencing the course of history. So in the pursuit of a just world, it is imperative that we embrace this understanding with unwavering conviction that our actions impacts the world. And even as we hold the complexities of this situation in Gaza, we can ask ourselves, what ought to be humanity's response here? What ought to be our response? And what does our UU values call us to do? I invite you now to sing with me our closing hymn, number 1018, Come and Go With Me. Please rise and body your spirit.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to
was waiting for one more come and go with me. We are attendants at the wake of the old way, and each of us, through our actions, our thoughts, and our relationships and work, is midwifing a new world into existence. And when we come to our days with this awareness, when we fully wake up to this tremendous privilege, when we sense the oak and the acorn of our beings, then we will have the energy to move mountains and shift the tides. With this as our charge, may we travel into the world renewed. The words of Jan Phillips. Beloveds, worship has ended, and now the action truly begins. And I will continue to say, we must not stay silent. And also support the sacred work of this beloved community. Support Unitarian Universalism. Support First Unitarian Church of Orlando. Pledge early and pledge often.
Please join me in saying these words as we extinguish the flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.